On today's news, an Impact wrestler calls out a WWE star for ripping off her look. An ex-WWE star reveals a failed push. An update on Booker T's Activision lawsuit. A huge Elimination Chamber match set to be announced on Monday Night Raw. And Corey Graves reveals what he thinks is holding back the WWE Women's Tag Team division. Hello everyone, I am Gareth here from What Culture Wrestling, bringing you yet another edition of Solo Sunday News. I feel like I've been hit by a train. I did not sleep much last night. Your boy is very ill, but that is not going to stop me bringing you some Sunday news, so let's get to it. So yeah, our first story today is all about an Impact star by the name of Kiera Hogan calling out none other than WWE Sasha Banks, the SmackDown Women's Champion. I know they called her a tag team champion. She has been in the past, but not right now. She's the women's champion. She called her out for ripping off her look, and this was on Twitter. She was obviously watching SmackDown, saw her come out in it was like a black latex outfit, you want to say? I'm not very good with fashion, so I assume that's what it was. And obviously she had a blue hair and the rest of it. And Kiera Hogan put like a side-by-side almost. It was more like a gif of her dressed quite similarly in Impact. And she put these captions with the tweets. The first one was, "I'ma leave this here, check my fit though. Often imitated, never duplicated. And that's on period." There's a T there, I don't know, I'm not sure. That's how she likes to say period, I'm not sure. And she put, "You can't do it like me, boo. Hashtag hottest flame." And the next one was, "If you want it, come and get though. Make sure you want it for I give it though. And that's on period. Poo, hottest flame, blue flame, fire and flavor." I should never read out tweets because that just sounded ridiculous. But yeah, at a glance, you kind of see what she's on about. If you look at the pictures, like she does, Banks looks like she may have taken a bit of inspiration. But to be honest, if you look at SmackDown over the last couple of months, she's worn very similar outfits to the one that she wore on the last edition of SmackDown. The blue hair is just a Sasha Banks thing right now. She's had it ever since she returned to WWE. I think it was like 2019. So I think it's much to do about nothing. As of writing, Banks has not responded to these comments, but she wasn't tagged in them either, so she may not have even seen them, probably until now because she watches all these videos. And next up, we've got a story all about somebody who once was a part of WWE, no longer is. They've not been in WWE for some time now. And that man is Victor of the Ascension. And he was talking to Wrestling Inc.'s daily podcast. And he revealed a bit of interesting information. Because many moons ago, before he was in the Ascension, before that became a thing in NXT and then came to the main roster and just got butchered, there was talks of him potentially being introduced into the Wyatt family when that was also becoming a thing. So he said this in the podcast. He revealed that he was in contention to become one of Bray Wyatt's main disciples before none other than Triple H, the Game, shut the idea down. He was taking advice from WWE staff members, the likes of Norman Smiley, Billy Kidman, and then he just decided to put Victor in the Ascension instead, which in NXT was quite a decent move because they were really quite over in NXT, and then they came to the main roster and they really stressed the Doom part of the Legion of Doom, let's put it that way. But you never know, in another life Victor could have been a part of the Wyatt family. There's no talk of if he was going to replace somebody like Eric Rowan or the late Luke Harper, Brody Lee. There's no word on if that was going to be the case, or maybe he was just going to be another additional member in that group. But that would have been very interesting. But he had a decent enough run in the end, so it is what it is. Okay, we're here for our favourite part of this news video today because it is the legal section where we talk about lawsuits and all the rest of it. We're going to talk about, first of all, Booker T's lawsuit against Activision. So this was something that kind of started up in February of 2019. It was all to do with WWE claiming that, not WWE, Booker T claiming that the look of the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 character David Prophet Williams is based on the comic book version of his G.I. Bro character that he used in the early 90s and in the late 90s for WCW. So he was very annoyed. He thought he was he owns the copyrights to this character, and he was claiming that this was copyright infringement. Not very happy with that, so he did file this lawsuit, and now we've had a date set for that lawsuit, the trial against Activision Publishing Inc., Activision Blizzard Inc., and Major League Gaming Corp. is set to begin on April 19th, and the jury selection, all the rest of that's going to be going down. That's all according to PW Insider. And this is quite an interesting one because Black Ops 4 generated, it appears here, I've just checked these notes, it appears it generated over $1 billion since its release, which is huge, and Booker T is just looking to be awarded whatever relief the court determines that he can be allowed to have, obviously off the back of this, if he does win the lawsuit against Activision. So that's going to be very interesting to watch unfold. And in other court legal news stuff, we need to talk about another trial date that has been set, and that's for tattoo artist Catherine Alexander against WWE, Take-Two Interactive Software Inc., 2K Games Inc., 2K Sports. There's a lot of these. She's going up against a few people. Her trial will begin on September 20th before the U.S. District Court, Southern District of Illinois. So Alexander, if you don't know this by now, she was somebody who designed and she did the ink for Randy Orton between 2003 and 2008. So all those really cool tattoos that he's got on his arms and all the rest of it, she was responsible for quite a bit of that. And she claims that she owns the copyrights to the original designs of these tattoos. And she's not very much happy with WWE or 2K for using these designs in their games and all the rest of it. So she claimed there's been copyright infringement from WWE and 2K. And she also declined WWE's $450 offer for the rights to be designed back in 2009 for the game. So she probably sensed that was a bit of a slap in the face. So she, wasn't all about that, did not want it. And she also, in terms of these tattoos, there's like a Bible verse on her arm, on Randy Orton's arm, a dove, a skull, a rose, a few things. And the original lawsuit claimed that all of her tattoos on Orton are her original designs, and she never gave the defendants permission to recreate them in WWE video games. So not happy with that. So there's going to be a lot of legal stuff going on for WWE, and I feel like every other month there's a lawsuit or some kind of claim against the company. To me, it just feels like they like pissing people off. And back into more wrestling-orientated wrestling news, we're going to talk about Elimination Chamber, because obviously that's the next pay-per-view on the horizon for WWE, and I think Adam Wilborn reminded us yesterday, it's like 2 weeks today, Elimination Chamber. Which is madness. That's pretty insane. But apparently, there could potentially be a big WWE Championship match announced on Monday Night Raw for Elimination Chamber. This was all because of the Talking Smack episode that just aired, the more recent episode that we just had. Adam Pearce, obviously the man behind Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, doesn't go near NXT though, does not touch my baby, but he was a guest on Talking Smack, and he received a bit of a warning, maybe even a telling off from Paul Heyman about making a decision in regards to the WWE Championship right now for Elimination Chamber. He told him that Edge has yet to make a decision about who he's going to face at Mania 37, so he should not be kind of held ransom by Edge doing that, and he should just announce a big WWE Championship match for Elimination Chamber, which I'm guessing he would have done anyway. It's not really going to have much of an impact on Mania, that one, I guess. Edge was still probably going to face whoever was in that main event anyway. I'm not too sure. I feel like I'm going down a bit of a rabbit hole there. But the actual quote from Paul Heyman, he said that this Monday night you will show up on Monday Night Raw and you have no choice but to announce a main event for Raw for the Elimination pay-per-view. You have no choice but to announce Drew McIntyre's opponent as the Raw main event for the Elimination Chamber, because if you don't, Mr. Pierce, you have put yourself in a position where you'll either be heading towards a major advertising campaign for the main event for Raw at the Elimination Chamber, or you, sir, will be heading straight to the unemployment line. So he's pretty much saying if he doesn't announce this main event, he's going to get fired, because I'm sure it's Adam Pearce's decision. Yes, kayfabe's a great thing. He also said that Sonya Deville is probably going to take over on SmackDown and be the person pulling the strings there on that show, which I think she definitely should be, because she's great. We love Sonya Deville. Always looks great in the suit, and you respect her authority. You heard it here. And last up, we're going to talk about WWE's current women's tag team division. It's a bit of a highly debated topic in the world of what culture right now. We're constantly sitting there going, what is going on with this women's tag team division? It just feels like people get thrown together. There's no real direction. It just feels like, okay, we're going to do this week, that next week. Oh, you two aren't doing anything. Let's put you in a team. And apparently, Corey Graves feels the exact same way, because he was talking in his recent episode of After the Bell. He was obviously co-hosting that with Vic Joseph. If you've not seen it, it's quite fun. It's really laid back. But these two, they just tend to shoot, to be fair, on this podcast. It's really odd. It's under the WWE banner, but they just go full shoot season with it. And Corey Graves started firing from the hip when it comes to the women's tag team division. And he just believes that throwing teams together, not having legitimate tag teams, is seriously dragging it down. It's having a bit of a bad effect on the division. So he said, I don't mean this as any disrespect to any of the women on Raw or SmackDown that compete for the women's tag team championships. I feel like the lack of legitimate teams is what's killing that division. You have people that show up randomly that want a match and now they're a team. You've got Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, who are about the closest thing to a legitimate team, but then even they were just thrown together. Think about it, they're just the muscle friends with blonde hair. You've also got Nia and Shayna that have grown into that role. but it's been a bunch of mashups of two random people competing for the championships, and I feel like it's just never really allowed that division to shine and become a focus like I know it's capable of, just like the men's tag team championships. So yeah, you can maybe dispute the last part because the current SmackDown champions are a thrown together team, and the current, no, to be fair, the Raw champions aren't that bad because it's the Hurt Business are technically a team, technically a big faction. So yeah, but the SmackDown side of things, that's a thrown together team. Not sure what his point is with that. But I completely agree. I think you just need to have these teams as more specialized, focused tag team units. Like you look at Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter on NXT, they're a duo now, and you're like, yes, they feel like a proper team. Obviously, they got knocked out the Dusty Women's Classic the other day, but I feel like they could be a team that you could build that tag division around because they're an actual team and not just two individuals thrown together for the hell of it. But that has been your Solo Sunday news. We made it, we got through, and I did not throw up on the camera. Oh, it's a lovely time to be alive. Do not forget, if you love all these things What Culture right now, go on Twitter, follow us all at What Culture, at What Culture WWE, follow myself on Twitter at gmorgan04, like this video, share it, do all the good stuff to it, just watch all the great What Culture content that we've got all over YouTube, on our website. It's just loads of good stuff dropping daily, and it's all designed to get you through these kind of lockdown periods where you sat in front of a blue screen in your bedroom pretending that you're elsewhere. But as always, the most important thing is for you guys to go and enjoy some awesome wrestling today, or if not, just go and eat some incredible food, have a nice cup of hot chocolate, do whatever you want to do on a Sunday. We've survived this week. Let's go and kick ass for the next one, and I will see you next Sunday.